Last time, after 8 months on the hard, we finally got Soulianis back in the water.
It's our first sail!
Ew! We sailed across Charlotte Harbor to Cayo Costa, cruised down to Fort Myers, then to Marco Island. From here, we were just about to leave on our first overnight sail of the season, to Marathon in the Keys.
Looks like they're dredging that shallow spot we were worried about. I think we were on the right side of the channel when we came in, so hopefully this will be alright. What did you see?
I think I saw 8, 9.
So you think we're home free?
I think so. So we were down 233 amp hours, which put us around 50%.
And that was after spending, what?
4 days on anchor without starting the engine, and only just over a third of our solar out. The engine's been running for 25 minutes, and we've already put back 22 amp hours into the battery with the new alternator. So that's pretty sweet.
We actually haven't been plugged in since...
When we launched.
When we launched, yeah. Because when we moved down the dock, our cord didn't stretch far enough to get to the plug. We were at the dock for 2.5 days without any power. So we've been without power for like 9 days.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not possible last year.
After arriving in Marathon, we planned to finish the bimini and install the rest of our solar. But first, we sail.
So we just jibed. We've been on the spinnaker since 2 o'clock today. So we've had pretty light winds. I think we've only seen 10 knots apparent a few times, but we were doing 6 knots of boat speed, so we maybe had 16 knots of wind. But it's been a really pretty peaceful, calm sail. We've had dolphins with us almost the whole way.
Yeah.
Are there a few over there? Yeah. We left Marco Island at the high tide at 11:30, and we're probably going to get into Marathon a little bit too early, so we may even end up just anchoring out on the bank a little bit right before the Keys and get a few hours rest before we go through the channel. It's nice when the swell lines up with the stern and it gets real quiet for a second.
I was just sitting up in the bow pulpit, and it's been a really long time since I've been able to do that because we haven't been on a downwind sail for a long time. So I could be up there just holding myself with my feet and having both hands on the camera, which was awesome because I could get whatever shot I wanted to. This has been a really nice sail. I made sure to take my seasickness tablet before we went out. I took it a full hour before we left, and I think that made a huge difference. I'm wearing my C-bands too, and I haven't felt sick at all this whole time. So I've actually been able to shoot, which is really cool.
Shifting sand on an island, the tides, they'll steal our steps away. So what to do with the time left that we've been given here today? Winds, they'll blow hard September. Big storms, they'll pass and roll away. But we have time to remember the love we shared along the way. Hold your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. No regrets, it's always been you. Oh, and I ain't stopping living life. Oh, right by your side.
So we're about 5 miles out of Marathon. We had a pretty interesting night last night. We got to the start of a channel around 4 a.m. So we actually threw out the anchor for 2 hours this morning to wait for the sunlight to come up, mostly because we didn't want to turn on our engine. We snagged 3 crab pots last night, all at the same time. Thankfully we have a feathering propeller, and so we were sailing and the propeller wasn't turning, it was just feathered. So they weren't snagged all that bad. I got 2 of them off with a boat hook, but the third, unfortunately, I had to cut. But it was still pretty sketchy. It was, pitch black, trying to figure out what's going on, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden even, but the boat just kind of isn't really that responsive, and it's slowing down, and we had 12 knots of wind, but we're doing like 3 knots of boat speed, and we're like, what's going on? And so we got out the flashlights and looked over the back, and we could see a line trailing. And that one was really taut, so that one I had to cut. So we thought, okay, we're good. Boat's still only doing like 3.5 knots. 10 knots of wind. What is going on? And we shine the light back down there again. Wow, there's another one. It's like, all right, so we get that and I take it off. 10 minutes later, the boat's only doing 4.5 knots. It should be doing 5.5 or 6 with 10 knots of wind. And we can't see a line anywhere, we can't see anything, so finally we lean way over, and the ball is literally like stuck in the propeller. But again, luckily the feathering prop, we were able to just poke it off.
Up until now, our poor feathering prop has received some pretty bad press, and this is all because we mucked up its rebuild. But this thing actually is really awesome. It gives us an extra half to full knot of boat speed while sailing, reduces prop walk and provides more thrust in reverse. In emergency situations, allows the boat moving at 6 knots to stop within 1 boat length, and also makes disentangling lines and other debris from it a much easier and safer task.
And we poked it off with a boat hook, and neither one of us had to go for a swim in the middle of the night. At that point, we just decided, hey, let's anchor. We've got too many crab pots around. The wind clocked around and we're starting to get on the nose, and we called it a night and anchored in the chop for 2 hours until the sun came up and we could see around them.
Just after sunrise, we took a quick peek at the prop and rudder to make sure everything looked okay.
We're in Marathon. We're going to be here for a little while to try and finish this bimini. Get a few other little projects done. We've got a few issues that have crept up with our fridge, possibly the roller furler on the head sail. What else was it? There was like 2 other things that broke. Our topping lift broke.
And the auto helm is...
Oh, and the auto helm, yeah, it's not
randomly
working very
shutting
well.
off.
So, we got a little bit of work to do yet. But, Bahamas, here we come.
Do you think we can actually sail into the bridge?
I don't know. If I can get upwind of it enough.
Whew, that was quite a night, love. Lots of crab pots. Oh, and we saw the phosphorescent plankton. That was pretty sweet. I really wanted to film it, but I was so tired and I don't think the camera was going to pick it up anyway. What do you think we got? 40 minutes of sleep each?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Alright, can we jibe, do you think?
Sure.
Let's fall off the wind a little.
Woo-wee! Slicing right through this
Can I
channel.
go through that other side though?
Love! Nice freaking boat handling.
Thank you.
Look at that water.
Once in Marathon, we rendezvoused with Kirk's parents and with our new rigid inflatable dinghy, which we're going to share more about in our next episode. Then we sailed out to Sombrero Reef to do one of the things we've been dreaming about since we bought the boat: jump off into crystal clear water.
Been waiting months to do that. The propeller looks totally fine. The bottom doesn't even have slime on it yet.
That's so awesome.
hair tie.
Go down together. Do I have snorkel messages?
Yeah. How nice is this?
This is incredible. I'm in the water without a wetsuit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those purple fans are so pretty.
Yeah, they were.
Bobbing around next to our boat in that incredibly clear blue water felt amazing. It was the culmination of a dream we've shared for so long. But I can't help myself from thinking about the saying, life is a journey, not a destination. And what a wonderful journey it's been so far.